Welcome to The Functional Esthetician, a podcast where skin health meets whole body wellness. I'm Samantha Dench, a licensed esthetician of 22 years, owner of Skin Deep Aesthetics, author, and a student of functional medicine. My mission is to help you see the bigger picture because healthy skin starts from within. In each episode, we'll explore the gut-skin axis, hormones, nutrition, skincare, and wellness tools you can use to transform your skin. Welcome to the Functional Esthetician Podcast. I'm your host, Samantha Dench. Today, we're going to talk about functional medicine. I will define what it is, explain the difference between functional and conventional medicine, and how I'm going to pair functional medicine with aesthetics, addressing not only the root cause of your skin and health problems, but also providing a lasting solution. This is the answer you've been searching for. Please enjoy. I am super excited to be talking about my newest passion, functional medicine. Functional medicine has gained recognition as a whole body approach to health and wellness. It recognizes that ongoing imbalances cause symptoms. It requires healing and restoring balance across all systems of the body. Here's what makes functional medicine different than conventional medicine. Whole systems approach recognizes that the body is an integrative system where all parts are connected. Root cause analysis aims to understand the underlying cause of your illness, not just treating the symptom. Personalized treatment plans. Treatments are tailored to your individual needs based on genetics, environment, and your lifestyle. Client-focused. Functional medicine doctors educate and share information. They teach you how to listen and pay attention to signals and signs from your body. Basically, functional medicine doctors are teaching you to be your own advocate for health. Proactive and preventative. It focuses on maintaining and preventing illness. Before we talk about conventional medicine, I have a quick story I want to share with you. Several years ago, I had a client come in and she would bring her 3 teenagers in for acne treatments. And this client and I got along really well. She was into fitness, she ate well. We had a lot in common when it came to talking about nutrition and diet plans. I would share what I was doing with my health. She was very conscious about making sure her family was healthy. And around this time, Clint had just started seeing a naturopathic doctor because he was diagnosed with Hashimoto's and was trying to manage his symptoms without having to go on medication. So I had mentioned this to my client, and she had never heard of a naturopathic or functional medicine doctor. And after some time, her kids stopped coming to see me, which is pretty typical with teenagers, due to sports, kids' activities, and just life in general, or their skin clears up. About a year later, one of her kids came back in to see me. She had sent me a text saying, "Hey, can you please call me?" She had apologized that it had been so long since she saw me and told me that the reason they stopped coming in was because she ended up finding a functional medicine doctor. Her husband, and her children had gone to see this doctor. After doing some functional testing, the doctor found that her husband had this underlying health condition. He had no signs or symptoms. But had this doctor not found this in him, it would have resulted in a massive heart attack or stroke. So she called to thank me for saving his life. Stories like this are why I feel so strongly about sharing this information, and why I want to create more awareness about functional medicine. Because everyone can find answers to illnesses or symptoms, or possibly even prevent a major medical emergency. Now we're going to shift gears and talk about conventional medicine. We are all familiar with conventional medicine. You get sick, you go to the doctor, and get prescribed medication for that symptom. Here's how conventional medicine approaches illness. Doctors diagnose and treat specific diseases and acute symptoms. They often use a standardized one-size-fits-all protocol for treatment of common diseases, though personalized approaches are now being used. It relies on established protocols including prescription medication, surgery, and medical procedures. Prevention is less focused on lifestyle and environment for chronic illness, and it can be more provider-driven, meaning the doctor prescribes a treatment plan that the patient is to adhere to. I recently learned that doctors get very little nutrition training, which to me seems like a disservice to them because they can be helping more people with this kind of knowledge. I do feel like more doctors are starting to go above and beyond and learn more about gut health and nutrition. This is exciting for the healthcare industry. Let's talk about how we're going to pair functional medicine with aesthetics. As a student of functional medicine, I am now able to test clients and get to the root cause of their skin problems. Instead of treating it with skincare products or topicals or sending them to a dermatologist for prescription medication, I am able to run functional tests to determine their exact cause of their skin problems. This is how we can heal your skin and keep it clear for good. Before I talk about the different types of testing available, I want to talk about the importance of paying attention to your skin. We get symptoms or we feel chronically ill and we go to our doctor. But what if you can prevent illness? This is where paying attention to your skin plays a key role in your health. Preliminary symptoms include acne, rosacea, eczema. Other preliminary symptoms include gas, bloating, headaches, or joint pain. These are signals from your body telling you that what you're putting into it is not well tolerated. And if you do some testing, you might be surprised at what inflammatory markers come up. But doing early testing and working with a functional medicine doctor will lead you on the path to healing and can prevent you from future illnesses, like I mentioned in my client's story earlier. Now let's end with functional testing. For my clients dealing with acne, there are two main tests that I like to run. 1, gut testing, and 2, hormone testing. The gut test involves a 1-day stool sample. A kit is sent to you, you get to do in the privacy of your home, and then you send it back to the lab. This test checks for bacteria strains, parasites, and inflammatory markers. This helps you understand where the imbalance or dysfunction is in your gut. The hormone test is a little bit more involved, but is a must for every woman. It's called the Dutch test. It's a urine and saliva test that you do at home. This test involves testing throughout your entire cycle and into your second cycle. The reason this test is so crucial is it maps out your cycle and shows you exactly where your imbalances are. Plus, it tests for cortisol, vitamins, minerals, inflammatory markers, and melatonin. I can't tell you how many women have come to me and said, my skin's breaking out or I just don't feel right. And I know it's my hormones, but my doctor tested my hormones and it told me that they're normal. I don't feel normal. This is very common, and this is something that I really want to talk about today. Unfortunately, conventional blood tests are not the ideal way to test for hormones. A blood test is a snippet of what's going on with your body that particular day. So for example, if you go in for a blood test and your hormones are normal on that day, it's not going to show an imbalance. Women's hormones are not talked about enough. More information is starting to come out, but we still have a long way to go. Perimenopause and menopause are crucial times in a woman's life, and having a tool like the Dutch test can give you those answers you've been searching for. And no, you're not crazy. You just haven't done the right type of testing to help you understand exactly what's going on with you. Now let me share my experience with the Dutch test, because this past spring, I did the Dutch test on myself. I'm 46, so I'm in perimenopause, and I've been having some crazy mood swings for at least a year. I've also been feeling really down and just not myself lately. I ran the Dutch test because I wanted to know which one of my hormone levels were off so I can start to feel better. As it turns out, I do have lower estrogen. It's my cortisol levels and my adrenals that are causing the mood swings and some of my problems. Here's what my body's doing. Because I'm under chronic stress, my body is in a state of fight or flight. My body is conserving estrogen as a way to protect me. So I don't have a hormone problem. I have a cortisol and adrenal problem. And had I gone and taken a blood test, I would not have had any of these answers. I've been taking supplements to help manage my cortisol levels. My mood swings have gotten better. I'm still not at 100%. However, I am still under a lot of chronic stress. So I understand why the supplements have been helping, and I do feel a lot more normal. And this is the power of the Dutch test. And just like every other woman listening to this podcast, I assumed that my mood swings and the fact that I was not feeling like myself was a hormone problem. And I was just going through life, managing as best I can, and just dealing with it. Does this sound familiar? Because that's how most women just go through life. We're dealing with it because we don't know that there's another option for us. And now that I know exactly what's causing my mood swings and the way that I feel, I'm able to add in some supplements, and it's helping the way I feel inside. And it's easing up some of my mood swings. I just want to let you know that there is hope for you. We are going to dive deeper into hormones in a couple weeks, but today I wanted to leave you with a little introduction to hormone testing. I'd like to end today's episode with one small step you can start today. Make note of your cycle if you're still having one. Either download an app or create a new notes section in your phone. Write down every change or fluctuation you notice, and mark down the start of your cycle if you're still having one. Consider doing the Dutch test. Please connect with me on social media at SkinDeepIL if you're interested in learning more about the Dutch test. Today we compared the differences between conventional and functional medicine. We also talked about incorporating functional medicine testing into aesthetics, and how I'm able to help clients get answers and get to the root cause of their skin problems. We talked about the 2 different types of functional testing that I run on my clients. I'd love for you to head over to my social media page and share with me if functional medicine is something you're interested in. Be sure to tune in to episode 3. We are talking about the skin being a window to our internal health. And always remember, you deserve to love the skin you're in. As estheticians, we have such a unique opportunity to not only care for the skin on the surface, but to guide our clients towards deeper wellness. If this episode gave you something to think about, share it with me on Instagram at SkinDeepIL. I look forward to connecting with you there. And if you enjoyed this conversation, subscribing and reviewing the podcast helps others find these conversations too. And always remember, you deserve to love the skin you're in.